I'm Mark Hart.
I'm Gita Dima.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Sujali.
I'm Gita Dima.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Alright, well, we have a few questions to ask you today. Hopefully you can get the food service job.
From the
Oh,
food and nutrition service.
Alright, so first question we have for you. It's a nice background question. Have you had any job experience in food and nutrition services?
Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of
experience.
job experience do you have? You ever worked before?
Yes.
What was your
Before housekeeping and teaching.
and teaching? Oh, how many years
Wow.
did you teach for?
I will do the housekeeping 2 years, maybe 3 years and 6 months for teaching.
6 months in teaching? Oh
What
wow.
course was you teaching?
In Nepal, in my country.
Oh, in your
Oh, that's great.
okay.
That's a 4.
Right.
Good job.
Housekeeping.
Thank you.
Okay. And we just have another question about your free time, about your schedule. So it's, will you be available to work 4 to 6 hours a day and provide your own transportation to work? So can you get to the job on your own? Do you have your own, can you take the bus to work, or could you walk to work?
I'm sorry.
You want to try to explain it?
Okay.
It's your-
Yeah, right. Can you provide your own transportation to get to work? Transportation, you know. Can you take bus or
Yes, I'm boss.
you can take
You can take the bus?
bus? Are you available to work 4 to 6.5 hours per day? Are you available to do that?
So do you have 5 hours in the day to work?
I mean, at least 4 hours a day to work.
Do you know what an hour is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have 5 free hours in the day to work? You aren't busy with other things, like maybe you don't have another job, or you're not going to
But
school.
I like all day I will busy. I like
You like to be busy all day?
all day I will busy.
Okay, great. So you want to be able to work as much as possible. Okay, well that's definitely a 5. You didn't put a 5 option down there, but
Yeah, right.
good, that's a 5. Okay. So another question. Do you know how to collect and count US dollars? So do you know how, if I gave you a $20 bill, do you know how to break it down into change? Do you know how to make change?
Yes.
You do know how to make change? Do you work with, do you understand US dollars?
Yes.
It makes sense to you? You work with it on a daily basis?
Yes, I will.
On a daily basis? Okay, great.
Okay.
That's a 5. You're doing great. Look at this. Okay. So another question is, do you know the necessary food safety practices to ensure a safe working condition? So have you been doing well in your class that teaches you about how to properly use a knife and how to clean your nails and have your hair back?
Yes.
Have you passed the class yet? Did they give you a degree, or are you still in that class right now? Have you finished taking the class?
No.
You're still taking it right now. You're
Yes,
still
yes,
learning.
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
do you understand?
Yes, I'm little bit.
You understand what's happening?
Okay. So
Oh, that's a
that's
4. Nice. Okay. So this is a little bit more personal. Can you please describe me your physical condition? So it's how healthy you are. One of the requirements is that you lift 20 pounds and can stand for long periods of time. So can you stand for a long time, or do you feel like you have to sit down every few minutes because you get really tired?
Maybe.
Maybe. Like, could you stand for an hour?
Yeah.
You can stand for over an hour, and can you repeatedly lift 20 pounds? So I would say, like that chair right there. If you had to lift that multiple times all day, would that be okay? That'd be good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that.
Okay.
So
That's a
5,
4.
4. Okay.
Nice.
So another question. Are you willing to work in any area of the city and in different schools? Are you willing to work in different schools and any area of the city?
Working?
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
you're willing to do that. Okay. So after you kind of sat down in a particular city, a particular area of city or schools, are you willing to transfer to somewhere else?
Maybe I will do.
If you have to, you're willing to do that. Okay.
So that's a 5.
Yeah, 5.
Nice, look at you. Okay. I have a question for you. So, when you were working as a housekeeper or a teacher, have you ever helped motivate or encourage another employee? So, if they were struggling at their job, did you ever say anything to them to actually help them? And
Yes, I will.
you've helped you helped your coworkers, you're the team player and everything.
Yeah.
So you so when you helped another employee, did they complete the task? Did they understand what you were saying and actually feel encouraged? Would you say?
For me or them?
Them.
Yes, I encourage to convince each other. Just before to start, the students are so small,
Okay.
difficult to teach them, but I will have more time.
Oh, great. See, that's exactly what we want to hear.
So
5.
5. Great.
Yeah, for sure.
Got another question for you. When you are having a disagreement or conflict with your coworkers or your partners, what would you usually do?
I'm sorry.
When you're having a disagreement with your coworkers or your group members or something, what would you usually do? What would you deal with that situation?
So, have you ever argued with an employee about maybe how to clean a room where your employee disagrees with what you think and you guys don't really understand or don't really that's a tough question. What's your question?
Right. Do you have a difficult time to understand your co-workers' opinion? Like you disagree with each other. You know what I'm talking about.
When I get difficult, or what?
When you disagree with each other,
Mm-hmm.
you have different opinion. Like will you do the housekeeping? Like your disagree, which is just about how to clean the rooms or something like that.
Mm.
What would you do to deal with that?
Sorry, it's a tough question. Don't worry, it's the hardest one.
I get help from others.
You get help from others?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Do you try to work with that employee or that coworker to fix the problem together?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So are you trying to convince them, or you're both like work together to fix the question? Which one you prefer like
Together.
together? So you can work together to fix
Great.
the disagreement, right?
That's the response
Great,
we were
great.
looking for.
So um so guess another tough question. How well did you balance your academic work with your activities like spare time? How did you balance that?
I will manage the time.
You
Manage
manage the time?
your time. You say you're saying you have many time, or you
Managed her time.
okay?
Manage the time.
You made a plan first. Do you made a plan first and stick on the plan, or
I'm sorry.
so do you prefer to make a plan to manage your time and stick on the plan to distribute your time reasonably, right?
Reasonably.
Yeah, reasonably. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So did you go to school?
No.
You never
Oh,
been
you
to school?
School.
Yeah.
When before or no?
Before.
Before.
Before I was not in Nepal. In my country, in US no.
You did
Not in US. So
back at
Back.
home.
back home.
Yes.
You did go to school?
Yeah.
What kind of school did you go to?
High school.
You went to high school?
You finished high
Okay.
school.
Yes.
So,
Great.
so when you were in high school, did you do well?
Yes.
So you had good grades? And you were still able to have fun and do things you enjoyed?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Great.
That seems like a
Fun. Mm.
Okay. Last
one.
question.
Last one.
You're doing great. So, the question is, are you able to work under pressure or in a stressful situation? Do you know what being under pressure means or what stress means?
Not much.
You don't understand? Okay, so it's when
Okay.
imagine you're housekeeping and your boss says you need to clean 3 rooms in the next 10 minutes. And it's not enough. It's not enough time,
But you have to finish work.
but you have to finish the work. That's what you call stress. That's when you're scared and you feel pressure because you know that you might not be able to get the job done because you might not have enough time or something like that. So, have you ever felt that way? And does that scare you to be under pressure?
But I will do fast.
You'll do it
Be fast.
fast. You'll do it fast, and
Mhm.
okay, you will do it fast. That's good. You can say 4. Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions. Let's add up your points. 5, 10, 14, 24. Wow, look at all these. 29. 33, 37, 42, 47. Oh, wow. So, this was out of 50 points, and you got a 47.
Great
So, high five.
Great job.
So, you get the job. Woo! Woo-hoo! Nice. Wow, I was impressed. Very impressed. Was it too bad? The questions weren't too hard? Oh, yeah,
A
you,
little bit hard.
good. I mean, that's the point. We're supposed to test you, and
This is a hard time.
yeah, and that's called stress right there,
Mhm.
because you felt pressure. You were a little bit of pressure, but you did very well. And I definitely think if you just, when you go into the interview, just talk to us, same way. Start talking to the guy interviewing you, same way you talk to us, you'll get the job. I mean, the fact that you were a teacher and you were a housekeeper for a few years is
Great
amazing.
job experience. Yeah.
I definitely think you'll be able to get the job. Proud.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Bacon, cheese, spinach,